Hey there guys, what's up? It's Austin here, or as you know me as Audio 7. I'm here today to talk about my first ever segmented run for any console, and it was on the Xbox 360. But first, I'm going to talk over some other things. First, I'd like to thank God, because without him, none of this would have been possible, so there's that. Second, I'd like to thank Alan Snyder, Storm Henry, Derek Taylor, and David Ripple for helping me with strats and whatnot throughout this process. Third, I'd like to thank Robert Brandel, aka Sunblade, for giving me the incentive and goal to beat on the 360 leaderboards. And even though he has retired from Resident Evil 4, we'll always think of him as part of the big RE4 family. But rest assured, I will get him to come out of retirement one day. So, alright, now let's start talking about the details of the run here. I've got like a whole list of stuff on the computer, so alright. So this run started out as my attempt to be the be-all, end-all run for the Xbox 360. However, this did not happen due to many mishaps and setbacks along the way. First off, I had set up an inventory that Alan Snyder told me to use. The inventory was told to Alan by Derek. However, Alan did not notice that this inventory was for slower versions of the game. And that's why we have that single rocket launcher in the inventory, as you can see there. The 360 has really fast loading times, and this inventory in turn is horrible for this particular run because we don't need that rocket launcher, so it wasted a lot of space. I had trusted Derek and Alan's opinion for the inventory, so I just went with it. I was like, this must be what we need. However, after I was done with 3.1, we were told by Derek that this inventory was not the one we needed. This was for like slower versions, like PS2 and GameCube and stuff. And we were like, oh, well crap. So once I learned this news, the run changed from the be-all, end-all run to let's get number 1 on the leaderboard. Even if I only beat Sunblade by like 1 second, still number 1, you know, so that's what it changed to, like halfway through. This was probably the biggest setback, but there were also others. Another big thing that was a hindrance to me was the difficulty adjustment. We don't know this 100% for sure because we haven't tested it yet as a RE4 community, but for right now we're thinking, yeah, this is like most definitely true. And the fact that the German version of the game has a lower difficulty to start out than the North American version, which is what I have. And because of this, it affects certain chapters like 1.3 and 3.1. On 1.3, I cannot get a 10-hit Delago. I tried everything. I would have to get hit so many times to get a 10-hit Delago, and I can't do that if I want to like compete with his time. So I had to just settle for an 11-hit Delago, which sucked, to say the least. But yeah, I got it done, and you'll see. So that's one big thing for me. Second was 3.1, which is the water hall. I can't just run in there after getting hit. You know, like I got hit as many times as I possibly could on the gondola in 2.3. But dude, like there was always this one extra guy right by the crank, and they would always run at me too. Like they were so aggressive, like no matter what. And I was like, what the heck, man? And so I don't know. I didn't know what to do. And then like finally it worked one time, and I was like, thank God. And I lost like 2 seconds to Sunblade, but I was like, screw it, dude. So like I had to make sure that guy wasn't there. I had to make sure the other guy wasn't running at me, and then just hopefully get the crank before I got hit. I was like, oh my God, it was so hard. Like normally it'd be really easy, but Jesus, it was hard. And I think that's like those are the two biggest ones to start out with. The mishaps, I guess you could say. But then there was others like they were my fault. So yeah, here's like a list. I've got a list. Let's take a look at the dates that I have. Showcasing highlights and lowlights of this run. So here we go. We got September 9th. It is when I started to actually do the run. And I got a 248 on 1.1. And you may ask, why is that important? to put that. It's because 248 was believed when I first started this run to be the fastest 1-1 time that you could get on 360 and PS3. The Ultimate HD Edition, the Steam version, whatever, is faster. But this was like the fastest we thought that you could get. So I was like, okay, well I must be doing good. So then we get to October 3rd. I was at Chapter 3.1. I was doing Chapter 3.1. And I had to start completely over. Like, the whole thing. The reason was, we thought that you really did not need to pick Special Costume number 2 with the Armored Ashley. And we were going to be cool and not use it. And just have the normal costume. Just to show that you could do it. But come to find out, there was a lot more strats than we thought that you needed Ashley to have the armor for. I really didn't want to have to pick the armor because, God, do I hate that clanking noise that she makes. It gets real annoying after a while, especially doing segment over and over. Like, I was just like, dude, I hate this noise. So that was bad. So I had to start all the way over at 1-1 completely to pick the other costume. So that same day, October 3rd, I got a 247 on 1-1, which at this point is the fastest 1-1 on the 360 that's ever happened. But come to find out, now that we know a little bit more after doing this run, we think we can get like a 245 on 1-1 with some new little tiny bit of strat that we learned, just little movements here and there. So 245 could be possible. Alright, so then I start playing more. I get back to 3-1 again, doing 3-1 again. Keep getting destroyed because those guys are so aggressive and then I can't do what Sunblade's doing. And then I had to start over again. Yes, I started this run over twice, but not all the way. The second time, I only had to start over at 1-2. So I got to keep my 247 on 1-1, which was like, ugh. If I wouldn't have had that, I probably would have quit. This run wouldn't have happened. I'd have been like, screw it, dude. I don't even want to do it anymore. But what had happened was, I took the raw files that I had recorded and rendered them out in Vegas. When I did, I didn't notice that Chapter 1-2 was only audio. There was no video. And then I deleted my raw file. So one day Alan asked me, like, hey, can I see your chapter or whatever he asked me for to see how you did it? It's like, sure. So I go and look, and I'm like, oh, what's this? Why is this black? And I look at it, 1-2's not there. Start over. I was like, so. But it ended up working out because I actually saved more time than I did the previous time. I saved like 2 or 3 seconds more on that third go around than I did on that second one. So I was like, sweet. I like saved like a second at 1-3, saved one in like 2-2-2-3, I think. You know, stuff like that. I was like, okay, cool. So then around that same time on the 16th is when we learned about the bad inventory. And I was like, okay, if I continue this run, I'm going to try and get the same amount of time I had up to 3-1, but then after that, I don't care if I lose time. So I got to that, and then once 3-2 happened, my level of care just went, it went to like 50% maybe instead of 100% trying, you know, because I was like, well, with this bad inventory, I can't have the be-all, end-all run because I can't do half the strats I need to because I don't have enough grenades or I don't have enough flashes or, you know, whatever it was. I was like, well, crap, you know, so I was like, screw it. So that's when I decided I was just going to be Sunblade and get number 1. That was it. We get to November 4th, and this is like where you can really tell that I'm like, dude, I don't care anymore. I did all of Chapter 4 in 3 hours. Like 4-1, 4-2, 4-3, and 4-4 were done in 3 hours, which I lost probably. I think I lost like 6 or 7 seconds in 4-1, something like that, and then saved maybe like 2 seconds in 5-2 or 4-2, and then lost again. I don't know. It was just like I lost a lot, then gained it, then lost, gained it. It's just like whatever. So I was beating them by like 7 seconds, 5 seconds, something like that, instead of like 12 that I had at the end of 2-3 or something. So I was like, oh, well, screw it. I'm still beating them, so just kept going. And then November 9th, I finally got the record. So really, from October 16th to November 9th is when this run happened. So less than a month this run got done. So that's pretty good, if you ask me, with work and everything else. I mean, it obviously can be beat by like 20 or 30 seconds, and I encourage someone to go beat it because I'm not going to do another 360 segmented run, and I don't think Sunblade is going to either. I've talked to him, and like we're just like whatever. You know, they have other better, faster versions like the Ultimate HD version, and if we're going to do it, we're going to do something like that rather than this again. We're just like, whatever, screw the 360. So, okay, whew. Now that all that's over, we can actually get to the run itself, so let's dive into the run, alright? So, let's see. Let's pull up times. I'm going to pull up times for, you know, where I was at, Sunblade, all that good stuff, and now we're going to play it, and here we go. And I'm just going to commentate over stuff that I like, stuff that I didn't like, why I did certain things, stuff like that. So here we go. Pick special number 2. Have to. So the first big thing you're going to notice is when I break the window here, instead of running normally like you would by the logs, I run really far to the left. So watch right here. See how I run on the other side of the tree instead of on the right side of it? The reason I did this was to keep my DA as low as possible, because I know I would need it for the waterhall later, because I had tried it twice before. Because this is my third go around, I knew what to do. So I'm like, okay, I need my DA to be as low as possible. So I ran that way. And you see how this guy runs at me? That's an indicator that my DA is really high, because that guy usually just like walks. But anyways, the reason I ran like that is because those two guys with the axes, if they swing at you and miss, like they always do, that's like plus 50 DA or something like that, for both hits. Anytime an enemy misses you, you gain DA. So that cutscene skip was pretty slow with the binocular. I shouldn't have been able to see any of the binocular, but I did it slowly. However, that cutscene skip was amazing. And that rocket hit was pretty fast, but there's a faster way of doing it that Derek has. And that's where we're going to save time to do the 245 on 1-1 probably. And then that second cutscene skip was really good too. I didn't see any of the church or anything, so that was what helped me get this 247. Those two cutscene skips right there. Nothing spectacular is going to happen. One point that I need to make is like with the 360 controller, which I hate by the way, to do this game. GameCube controller is so much better. When I do the 360 one, trying to do the quick aim, it's for some reason it's hard for me to get it to go just left or right. Like it ends up going up or down a little bit too, and it almost screws me when I'm trying to shoot the tripwire. You'll see here in a second. So this part's just normal. But then when I get inside... Also, this lock right here. I could have shot this lock faster. I shot it with like 4 bullets instead of like 1 or 2. So that's something. But watch this. I'll be looking down. And then I start looking up. That's me trying to compensate with the controller stick. Like, why am I looking down? No, no. And then there's the 247. And at this point, Sunblade had a 250. So after the first segment, I'm beating him by 3 seconds, which was awesome for me. I was really excited about that. I was like, okay, well, this might be possible then. That cutscene skip with Lewis was pretty slow. I shouldn't have been able to see anything. I should have just been like... But it's so hard to do it because the controller, you have to hit the back button, and I hate that. It's so awkward. Instead of hitting like start or something closer, you have to hit that. That part was really smooth getting to the ladder. That was probably the best you could do. You can tell I'm going fast on this part because that guy's still in that corner. Normally he's like right up on you. But sometimes if you go fast enough, he just won't even walk towards you at all. That dynamite guy, I have no idea why he spawns or doesn't spawn. I'm guessing it's DA, but who knows. That part I spammed A and B. I'm not sure which one's faster, spamming A and B or going into the inventory using the bumper. I'm not sure. They're probably about the same on that part because there's so little text. That part I take my time so the guy will point at me. I almost get hit there. And then that guy pointed, which was like, okay, good. And these guys didn't throw the dynamite early. And I almost got stuck on that dumpster thing. I almost got stuck on it. And I almost blew up because that other dynamite was on the ground. Did you see how close that was? You could see it like in the background. I decided not to get hit anywhere because I knew that I would get an 11 hit Delago no matter what. So I was like, well, what's the point? I might as well just go as fast as I can so that by the time I get to Delago, I'll have saved as much time as I can, even though I have to do another hit, which is going to cost me another, like, 2 seconds to Sunblade. That part was kind of slow, just getting to it. I save here. Let's see, what do I get here? Okay, so I'm beating him by 3 seconds. Still, he had it 4:58. I saved there. Instead of doing 1-2, 1-3 together, which would save time on the 360 version, it won't on the Steam version, but it would save time doing both segments together on this. But I was like, dude, like with an 11 hit Delago and it never being like guaranteed that he'll do the right dives for you, I was like, I'm not gonna risk it. I'm just gonna take it easy because Sunblade did both segments separate also. He did 1-2 by itself and 1-3 by itself. So I was like, I'll just do what he does because I'm trying to beat his time anyways. I go to the left on that part. Most people go to the right and then go towards the middle of the map, but I like to go to the left because it's faster. It seems like the pathway to the door is faster that way, so I'm like, well, why not, you know? See how aggressive these guys are, dude? Like, so those guys missed me. 3 different guys missed me, so that's like plus my DA right there. It's ridiculous. I'm not sure if doing the quick aim there is faster after the door, or if you should just like walk towards it, but I did it anyways, so it worked out in the end. Good merchant skip, kind of slow, quick turn. But I end up saving a second to Sunblade on this, I think. No, I end up saving a second to my old run, to my second run, because on my second run I had a 907 and I get 906 on this one. So this is pretty much gonna be, this is pretty much the fastest Delago 11 hit you'll see. Because I aim and throw that 11th harpoon really fast, because I'm trying to keep up with Sunblade, you know? And I'm like, crap, if he has 10 hits, I'm going to lose so much time. I'm trying not to talk, I'll try not to talk a whole lot, but there's just certain things that I'm like, man, I need to talk about this. I'm trying to conserve my voice also because I know I got to do this for like an hour and 30 minutes. So the boulder, you always want to wait till like the last second, just so you're the closest you can possibly be to this part, so you can just like run. Shooting that was kind of slow. It didn't hit. Oh, and I killed the guy, so that made my DA go up even higher. That's fantastic. Forgot about that. That's nice. The switch right there is kind of slow for my Ditman, but the reason is because it lags right there. I didn't ever think to do the pause trick, but it kind of lags, so. Alright, here comes the 11 hit Delago. Feast your eyes upon this. And there's a certain way I do it too. After the, or for the 6th hit, there's a trick I use. So that's 2, 3, good dive. 4th, skill shot. 5th, and then here's the trick. You ready? 1, Mississippi 2, Mississippi 3, Mississippi 4, and then he comes up, so that's when you know to throw it. As soon as you see your boat, like you're moving to the right, as soon as you see it move again, 4 seconds. Almost 4 seconds. Good dive, and then watch how fast I throw. So I'm like, nope. I'm like, you're gonna die, Delago. So at this point, Sunblade has a 909. And you can see I had a 907 on the segment right below that one where I saved it. But I got 906. I'm still beating him by 3 seconds, even after 11 hit Delago. I was like, yes. I was so happy at that point, dude. I got up and danced around. This segment is probably one of the 2 easiest segments to do. The only hard part on this segment, actually 2 hard parts I guess you could say. The hardest part is the waterfall glitch. Second hardest part in my opinion is doing the puzzle, because you gotta do it fast, but you don't want to mess up. And sometimes it doesn't like count your hits if you go too fast. Alright, so here's waterfall. Fairly quick waterfall glitch. Like, there's not much to this chapter. It's just, you know, it's pretty short too. That's what makes it fairly easy. It's this chapter and chapter 4 too that are probably the easiest ones, because they're so short and there's not a whole lot to them. Alright, so about to face the giant. Let's see how this goes. Pretty good, did the double quick turn. Switching right here to this flash is pretty tricky. That was kind of slow. But that flash, you see where it was way far on the right side like that? I had to go down and then over to the left. But you gotta do it fast, so. Sometimes, there was a couple times where I messed up on that and had to restart the chapter. So this is the part I was talking about with the little puzzle for the lights. That's probably the second hardest part of this whole chapter. Ooh, nice. My speed on that was pretty good. I timed it pretty well. That skip was a little slow. Wait. I make her wait because I don't like the clanking. That's the only reason, so I don't have to hear her walk. There's no, like, benefit to it. So 1224 is what I'm trying to beat. There you go. At this point, Sunblade was 1228, so I was beating him by 5 seconds now. And then we do 2-2 and 2-3 together. Because why not? That part was hard to do. To time that to do the, like, really fast quick turn and then run up to try and get that right took a while. So aggressive these guys are, man. So nothing special until cabin fight. Oh well, getting Ashley through that one window and up the ladder is kind of tricky. It can be, especially with like the DA I had. Because I don't know, when the guys are really dumb, low DA, I ran the other way because that guy pointed instead of the guy on the left, which I actually think is kind of faster than having to go left and then make a 90-degree turn. I kind of just weaved my way in there, so I thought that was pretty good actually. But this part's kind of hard right here.
Wait. Follow me.
You see how like that guy didn't really get stuck behind the ladder, but kind of did, and they almost grabbed her. You could hear it. Throwing that flash gets the guy down at the bottom also. So that's why I threw that one. Just so I wouldn't have any kind of interference.
Wait.
So that part was good. Ashley almost got grabbed though. Okay, with the cabin, Alan actually taught me this trick. Go slow on the cabin. It works. Don't go as fast as you can. It does not work as well. And the reason is, we wait for the zombies to spawn, and also we get ourselves better accuracy, so we know exactly where we're shooting, rather than trying to go as fast as possible. It's doing it slower is actually faster, if that makes any sense. So just take your time, line it up, and you'll do yourself a great service. You'll see other people trying to like go super fast in between the windows. Just take your time, make sure you get it on the window. And this gives the zombies more time to spawn outside so you can hit more of them. I only helped Lewis once also instead of twice, which helped. The switch.
Wait.
So yeah, good job, Alan, because that crap works. So nothing special here, just snatch and run, y'all. Shorty from Scary Movie 1. After I throw the grenade, I kind of walk forward to get myself at least a little bit closer. But you don't want to get too close, or you don't want to do the whole, you know, crouch for cover. But see, as you can see, I only have 2 grenades left now, and that's not nearly enough. And it's all because of that one rocket. Because I need like 1 to get Ashley out. If I wanted to do the wine bottle trick, which actually we found out the PRL is faster, so it's whatever. But here I take as many hits as I possibly can. I take all of them and stay in green, like you'll see. Ooh, that was fast. That was so fast. It's beautiful. Switched to the striker and healed with an egg. Like, super quick. Actually even got hit there. But that doesn't matter. She's in the night armor. Come to find out. That's 11 hits. That's the most you can take. For me, anyways. And staying green. And then I shot as many of these bullets as I could. That's 10. 11, I think. I think 11 shots. So yeah, that was the most I could possibly do to lower my DA on that gondola part. That was it. 11 hits and 11 bullets, I think, because I had 67, so. I did kill that one guy, though, which hurts the DA, but you can't do anything about that. I have her wait here again because I hate the clanking. Slow cutscene skip, but good A and B skip, whatever. So that fight could have been probably about half a second, 3/4 of a second faster.
Are you okay, Leon?
I switched to a grenade here because on the 360 version, the inventory switch is quick enough, like with the load times, that even though I waste a little, like half to a second switching to the grenade, I actually save time with all the running I do, because it's like, what is it, 4% faster to run with the grenade or something? But it adds up because of the distance, so. So nothing special. Okay, so when I asked Storm Henry to try and help me with DA stuff because I wanted to get it as low as I possibly could. I asked him if actually getting hit in the night armor like you saw on the gondola affected it, because even though she doesn't get hurt, she gets hit. So I just wanted to see if the hit mattered. And then I also wanted to see if actually getting grabbed by zombies, even though she's not getting hurt, I just want to see if the grab would do something. And I was like, I'm going to try and see if I can get her grabbed on this part to lower my DA. So that's what I ended up doing. I didn't do Ditman there because it's about the same amount of time to do Ditman or to not do Ditman before the truck. So I leave Ashley here to get grabbed, but then come to find out Storm did the test and it doesn't affect anything, which was so unfortunate because I was like, dude, I got her grabbed twice. That's hard to do. Like, watch. Twice. That's so hard to do. Alright, so Sunblade's at 20:36. And now I'm at 20:24. So I'm beating him by 12 seconds. 12. So as you can see, like, my time that I ended up with is only 3 seconds faster than Sunblade's. And if I was beating mine by 12, that means, like, if I had the good inventory, like, this run can be improved by like 20 or 30 seconds. And I implore someone to please try it, because I want to see it happen. Alright, so here's the dreaded 3-1. At this point, I still don't know that... I just found out the other day that actually getting grabbed does nothing. I really thought that it was probably affecting the DA, so I went ahead and did it. So on this part, I make her get grabbed again. So that'll be 3 grabs in total. But then, come to find out, apparently it does nothing, which I was like, huh, that's really strange. I figured it would have. So people have talked about, so see, there's her getting grabbed, but people have talked about using the grenade run at this point. That's only faster. Well, see, hold on, one more thing. Because she got grabbed, she wasn't right next to me as soon as that cutscene gets out, so she's not like in my way, which actually does make it faster because I can just straight up run instead of like having to make her move out of the way type of thing. So it kind of helps. I didn't use Ditman on this part because I tested it, and doing Ditman and not doing Ditman, it costs the same amount of time. So I was like, why go through the hassle of activating it when I can just do this? So I just didn't. But anyways, what was I saying? Oh, the grenade trick on the cannon. It's only faster if you can do it in 2 cycles, and it's like impossible for me to do it in 2 cycles. So I ended up doing the PRL instead, which is just as fast, if not faster. That guy almost hit me. So this part was pretty tricky. That time was really good. Most of the time I got hit so many times in that part, dude. And that's why I had to restart 3-1 so many times. It was that part and this part coming up, going through the other hallway. God, these guys would always hit me. And then I would get into the water hall. I would get into the water hall maybe 2 times out of like 50. And when I would finally get in there, they would like either hit me, Ashley would be stupid, that extra guy would be there, they start running at me, like I would be cranking and they interrupted like every time. I was just like, oh my gosh. Okay, this part. I heal here, which wasted time. And the reason I did was because I was fed misinformation, which we thought was true also. We thought that healing affected your difficulty. So I do it before the water hall, so that my water hall is super easy. But apparently healing does nothing, so instead what I should have done was break the vase in the water hall and take the first aid spray, because that's faster than having to heal like that. But at this point, oh, and I got caught right there. That wasted a good bit of time. I got caught on that corner. But yeah, I healed thinking, okay, I'll lower my DA even more, but then I wasted time doing that. So that's where like 1 of the 2 seconds of me losing to Sunblade comes in handy, or comes into play. And then here's the other second that I lose to him, right here. First getting caught in that corner, and then this part right here. Because on Sunblades, and even on my GameCube version, whenever I have it super low, these guys, I can run past these guys every time. But that guy on the left, the hooded guy, will grab Ashley every frickin' time if he doesn't grab you. And then thankfully that one guy wasn't there, that extra guy. There's usually an extra guy right here with no shield who comes in and just grabs you. And you can see him, he runs in just now, but then I got lucky. So I don't know where he was at, but I got lucky one time and I just ran with it. I was like, screw it, dude, this is going to be the segment. This is the one I'm keeping.
Look, there's a crank over there.
It was so bad. But yeah, having to flash those guys with the PRL down at the bottom is what cost another like second or 2. And that's why I lost 2 seconds on this segment to Sunblade. Because normally you would just kick that open, that guy with the hood's not there, you just run past him, run past the guy you just hit, and that's it. So I couldn't do that though. Every time those 2 guys were right in my grill, no matter what happened. Okay, and now, most people, even Sunblade on his run, he went and got hit a lot, and then killed all these people to keep the difficulty adjustment low. But actually you want it high as crap now. And there's 2 reasons why. It's for Chapter 3 too. You want it high because first the bugs, the Novistadors, but because I'm Oklahoman, I can't say big words like Novistador. Novistador. So I call them bugs. We call them bugs down here, so. Anyways, the bugs, when they have a high difficulty, for some reason, they're like easier. Like they don't destroy you as much. I don't know why that is, but. So that's one reason. And then the second reason is because in 3-2, when you're in the room after the red zealot guy with the goat face, when you're in that next room about to get one of the, I think it's the goat head thing to put it in Salazar's door, if you can get the guy to run at you and open the door for you, it's faster. Because you don't have to like deactivate Dipman, you can activate it beforehand, run, he'll open the door, you can throw a flash. And in order to have that happen, you have to have the DA really high. And all the times that I tried it in testing, I got it. But then when the actual segment happens for 3-2, it's really funny. It does not go as planned. But at that point, because once I got done with 3-1, this is when I figured out, oh well, my inventory sucks and I need to just beat Sunblade and not go for the amazing run. So I just quit trying. And so I get a segment that's like pretty bad, but somehow I still save time on Sunblade, and I have no idea how it happened. I saved like a second or two. It's really stupid. So let's see. Sunblade is at 27:28. I'm at 27:18. So I lost 2 seconds. I'm beating him by 10 seconds. Now 3-2. Here we go. The plan is, when it comes to the red guy, I throw the incendiary grenade and kill him with the rocket launcher. However, on my version, I'm guessing because of the difficulty, I don't know, he doesn't die to that. It's the strangest thing. I watched Sunblade's run to try and figure out how to do it. He throws it, looks over, and shoots the wall. The guy dies. Okay? I try that. Everyone else in the room dies. The red guy's still alive. And I'm like, okay. So I figure out that if I shoot really close to the ground, like if I shoot myself with, after throwing the incendiary, and I shoot myself with the rocket, then I can kill him, but I also hurt myself. So it's kind of weird. That glitch right there, pretty fast. I got it almost like frame perfect. So yeah, I'm like, okay, well I can kill him, but I hurt myself. If I hurt myself, the DA goes down, and I want it up because I want that one guy to run in the next room. So I'm like, okay. So I was gonna do it. I was gonna do the rocket anyways, but I mess up. I mess up on my inventory, and I accidentally picked the PRL. And at this point, because I'm just like, F it, I kept it. I kept the PRL, and I just went ahead and went with the strat. I was like, screw it, I'll just go with it and see what happens. It was really a test to see how fast the segment would be. I was just going to test to see what the time was. But then once I got a good time and I beat him, I was like, well, screw it, I'll just keep this one. So watch. It's really funny. You can totally tell, too. When I switch to the PRL, I, like, pause for a second. Like, I don't move my character at all. I'm just like, okay, I'll keep going. It's really funny, you'll see. So I'm like, alright, here we go. I'm gonna throw this and pull out the rocket launcher, right? Here we go. And I'm like, ah, crap. And you can see I stopped for like half a second. I like hesitate. I'm like, because this arrow guy always shoots me too. That arrow guy, with my high DA, he's always gonna shoot at me. So I'm like, okay. And then I was like, oh, this killed him. It did take a while though, because, alright, here's the funny part. Here's the funny part. I was like, wow, how did I get hit? The door was closed almost. He had like this much room. He had like a gap like this big to shoot that arrow through. And he hit me. I was like, what? And because of that one hit, I mess up there too. I almost get hit there, but I messed up on that inventory. Anyways, because of that one arrow hit, that guy who just tried to grab me right there, he will not come open this door for me now, which wastes like 2 seconds. And I was like, F. So that one arrow hit cost me 2 seconds. Maybe even more, maybe even 3, because the arrow hit itself. So, because normally he would open that door for me, and then I would just throw the grenade and keep running, because it would already be open. So I was like, man, this segment's gonna suck. And then somehow, I don't know how I did it, but I still beat Sunblade's time, and I was like, what? I was like, this is crazy. That was pretty bad too. I didn't take that corner good enough, so I didn't get through that door. Like, normally you can just run and go straight to it after that corner, but my angle was bad. At this point I don't have my red grenade, which is the one I always switch to for Ditman, but that's okay. I still have that flash up there, which stays for pretty much the rest of the run. I had it set up that way to where it would be the last one to leave. So this part, there's nothing special. Next part, however, though, I've done it before, and I really thought it was faster. And Sunblade did it in his run, but we did the grenade wine bottle trick, where you ding the bell, the wine bottle comes up on that painting, and you're supposed to hit it with something. if you dip into grenade, you can ding it and then throw a grenade towards the ceiling and hit the wine bottle, and then in the next section with the Wolverine guy, what's his name, like Gerardo or something? I just call him Wolverine. You can throw a grenade in there and it'll bust open the door and kill the guys. And so, you know, that's faster, but the part about breaking the wine bottle, it's actually faster to do the PRL. Like, we tested it, and it's faster to use the PRL throughout the whole thing. And we're like, oh, that's really strange, because, you know, you're running with a grenade, you would think, huh, so I switched to the striker there to do Dimming, and that skip was really bad. And then I did this, too. All of this was supposed to be a test. So at 3-2, Sunblade's at 32-35. And then somehow I saved a second. I was like, what? Because I was beating him by 10 seconds. Now I'm beating him by 11. I was like, okay, whatever, I'll go with it. It was really strange. So yeah, this part, I do dip into PRL instead of grenade. Which is actually faster, believe it or not. Faster. Crazy, right? Wouldn't think so, but it is. So that part's normal. Obviously you want to do 3-3 and 3-4 together. Unless you're doing... No, you'd probably still want to do it on the Ultimate HD Edition too. I doubt it's you can... It just is better to do these two together. It's pretty much one chapter anyways. Those guys are somewhat finicky to skip sometimes. If I had enough grenades at this point, I could completely save Ashley with only using grenades, but obviously I don't have enough due to the rocket launcher, the single rocket launcher. So I wanted my DA to be really high. Now I want it to be low again, but just for Ashley's part. Just because I don't want her to get grabbed by the very first guy when you're... No, second guy. Second guy when you're cranking. I want him to be able to just, like, walk. So I take 2 rocket hits here.
I got the key. I can get out.
0 health. Super 0 health. So yeah, I wanted my DA to be lower here for not this guy, but the second guy, because when you're doing that second crank, sometimes he can come up and grab you and it'll just mess everything up. So nothing special on Ashley's part. There's no kind of, just straightforward. Take the hits from the knights and that's about it. Dat mesh booty dough. So you can grab that stone pretty far away, and that's what I did, just so I'd be able to like turn the corner. You don't have to get right up on it to be able to grab it. It's pretty, I don't know why it's so lenient about grabbing it there, but you can be like a good 3-4 feet away, so I'll grab it. I think this puzzle's pretty slow, if I remember right. I do this really slowly. Yeah, it's pretty slow. But not slow enough for me to be like, let's start over. Obviously, I mean, like, I don't know how you could really mess up that puzzle that badly, but I bet it's been done. So just take these hits. Pow! I was trying to run straight at that guy so it activates it sooner instead of running like towards the hallway. This one I just kind of run like in between him and the door. I don't know if it makes a difference, but I know for that second one you want to try and run straight at him. It's like the fastest path to make him actually swing at you and whatnot. Spammed A and B right there to get it to go quicker. Not A and B, A and X. Would be A and B on the GameCube. Let's see, Sunblade's time is 37:01 at the end of 3-4. So I'm beating him by 12 again. So I saved another second. I think, if my math is correct. Alright, now comes the longest frickin' chapter. Oh my gosh. 4-1 is just... it's a beast. It really is. It's the longest chapter out of... I think it's... yeah, it's the longest segment out of all of them, I'm pretty sure. Besides 5-2, which... 5-2 is nothing, because it's just riding on a truck. But this one, there's so many things that can go wrong. And I actually lose like 7 seconds on this one. And the reason is because I don't have enough grenades to do one part. And then I don't know what the other part is that made me lose so much time, really. I'd have to really put mine and Sunblade's together next to each other and find out where I messed up. On that part, I like to shoot the PRL when I'm inside the carousel rather than like right before it, because it only activates one cutscene instead of 2, so you only have to skip 1. So I find that to be faster. Trying to think of where else I lose time. I'm not really sure. I think it's just that one part where I needed the extra grenade, because instead of running with the grenade, I run with the PRL, just because I was like, I could have done it with the rocket launcher, I guess, which I do on the I did on my GameCube run, but I was like, this chapter's so long and I don't want to risk. I just want to like get it done. I was doing kind of like moderately safe strats, I guess you could say. It's more like 75% segmented strats and then like 25% safe strats, like single segment. So I end up using the PRL just because I know I can kill all the guys without any question, without me like, you know, shooting the rocket launcher and everyone die except for one guy, or, you know, something really stupid. My computer's like freezing up on me as I'm trying to watch this. It's funny. It's like trying to render out the video and it like can't. Okay, so this is the strat that David taught me. Apparently it's faster. So doing the statues that way was a lot faster, supposedly. I mean, I've watched a video of one side by side. I don't think I did it that fast, because I was new at it. I was like, you know, but I tried at least. Alright, so I got the Queen's Grail. And then, I mean, like, everything up to this point is the same as Sunblade's on this chapter. The difference will come after I kill the Knights in this next area. That's when I use the PRL instead of the grenades, because I don't have any, so...
Wait.
I decided not to heal because that takes time. So I didn't heal at all. So weird how you can't run through that door even when it's open. Like you have to wait for it to completely get all the way into the ceiling. So on this part you would normally use a grenade, but I only had one left and I was like, I'm gonna keep it for a later time. Still don't know where I'm losing 7 seconds. I'd really need to put these two side by side. Because right now I can't tell like how I would lose. See, ah ha ha. There was a second or two lost. That was me being stupid. So there's that. Terrible skip for the cutscene. Oh my god. I saw every single one of the cutscenes. That was bad. Oh, that was bad too. So there's like 2-3 seconds right there. It's a pretty cool noise. So this part's, there's nothing special about this part. You just gotta shoot the PRL at the like top of that ladder right there, and it'll hit all the wood pieces. Then I just switched to PRL again. Oh, and this is like the part I was telling you about where I get all 4 of these chapter 4 chapters done in 3 hours. So I got this like first. This is the first try where I actually got all the way through the segment. So this was my first attempt. Oh, I don't know what I was doing there, but it didn't waste any time. It's the first one where I get actually all the way to Vertigo. And this, for some reason, I was able to get the Vertigo skips first try, so I was like, I'm just going to go with it. You know? Man, my movement was terrible. It was like gyrating everywhere. Oh, that was a horrible cutscene skip. Oh my god. That wasted like a good second. That was really terrible. Yeah. That skip. I was all over that skip. Alright, so I get both of the Vertigo skips here. And I was like so happy about it. I was like, I'm just going to keep it then. And that's what makes this chapter so hard, this segment, because, not the chapter, this segment. Because you can do all this work for 9 minutes. And then you get to Vertigo, and if you miss the skips, oh, time to start over. It sucks. That's why this is probably the hardest one. Not hardest in like difficulty wise, but hardest for your patience and sanity. Because man, having to do this over and over again, not cool, Kyle. Not cool. Okay, so Sunblade's at 46.39 at this point. Yeah. I lost 6 seconds. That's fantastic. That's so bad. Like, if this was the, you know, be-all end-all run, that would not have happened. That was my first indicator, like, okay, this might be harder than I think to beat Sunblade. Alright, 4-2, like I said, is really easy. It's just like 2-1, where it's like, it's super short. I decided not to kill those guys to keep my difficulty adjustment lower. Because for some reason, when I got to these bugs, when I kept trying this, they kept being douchebags, and I was like, okay, well, let me try to lower, or keep my difficulty adjustment low as much as I can, so that maybe they'll act differently a little bit. And then it ended up working, so not killing those guys paid off. It was pretty handy. Great thing about the 360 is it keeps the dipping for you. Right there I thought I was going to get hit for sure. I was like, oh, it's over. Time to restart. Then I didn't. I was like, what? This part too, I was like, how am I not getting hit? Okay. I was so ready for it. I was like, oh, I'm doing terrible with the looking. That part's always so scary. Because you'll just get crushed and you're like, ah. Okay, so Sunblade is at 48.54. So that means I save. Is that right? Yeah, that means I saved a second. Okay. Alright, now time for 4-3. This one's not bad either. You're just riding a roller coaster, which I wish you could skip so bad. And there's actually a way to skip it, but you have to do it with I've only seen it done on some kind of like TAS emulator type crap. I don't know why I keep yawning. When someone was using Krauser as their character, believe it or not, Krauser, yeah. They were Krauser and they somehow like skipped this whole part. They just went straight through the lion door by using a glitch, kind of like the waterfall glitch, an out of bounds glitch, you know, where you just fall through the map kind of, and they just like went straight to the lion head door. Went through it and just went into the elevator. I was like, man, I wish I could do that so bad. So I just run past the chainsaw guys. I think Sunblade in his run he killed everyone in the cavern. I can't remember actually. Maybe not. Maybe he did. Maybe he did what I did. I activate Ditman here because the next section I can use it in. So I thought, why not? You know. Don't know if it was much faster, but it was worth a shot. You want to get to the far right and then shoot the PRL there to activate the switch, because if you're just kind of in the middle or the left, it won't activate it for some reason. And then here comes the most boring part ever. Yawning is making me so tired and bored. Yeah, this part's just like dun, 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 dun. I do the what is love thing. I don't know who did that on a stream one time, but there was a Resident Evil 4 player doing a stream, and he played What Is Love while doing the head bumping thing with Leon. Cracked me up. So whoever you are, props to you. I give all credit to you. Dun, 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 dun. So that's where I got that from. Totally stole it. Gotcha. So, yeah, this roller coaster section is just, my god, so intriguing. I would suggest skipping forward to chapter or segment 4-4, because my god, there's nothing interesting on this one. Just skip it. Just skip this and skip the knife fight, because you don't need to see them. I will suffer through it, however. Yep. Not sure why I stopped there for a second. That was kind of weird. I guess my hand slipped off or something. So that chapter went as well as you could possibly go, I guess. Sunblade's at 5408 at this point. So now I'm beating him by 6 again, so I lost another second. I'm gonna guess it's from that Ditman, but I'm not sure. So here's 4-4, which includes the Salazar skip, because it's not a fight anymore. It's not the Salazar fight, it's the Salazar skip, because you do not fight him. Took off his head, wow. That's funny, I didn't know that I did that the first time. So that part went really well. feel like the rolling doesn't help you. I feel like you'd be faster running the entire time, wouldn't you? In real life? I mean, doesn't make sense. Wow, I jumped even before the LNR came on screen. Jeez. I remember like spamming it, just like... If I remember right, this skip's really bad. Okay, it wasn't that bad. It wasn't the one I remembered then. This part isn't that good. Doing this part's such a pain, dude. I got so lucky. Oh my god, so lucky. Didn't get by the dynamite either. Leon, get over there. Yeah, there you go. Oh god, what are you doing here? Whoa, that was close. I almost got hit, dude. Sounded like I almost got hit with an arrow just a second ago, too. Oh, I remember this. It's like, I can't see crap! I tried to move forward like an inch and it didn't work. I was like, if I can't see anything. I just went off sound, pretty much. So that part went good. Good enough. I think I lose a second on this segment also. I'm pretty sure. This is the only time you'll see me switch to the Ditman before a door. Just because I want to be able to be oh, that was not good. Switch to the flash super fast. Fairly fast skip. He didn't even make a noise, so that's good. Yeah, as long if you can get it before it says dodge at any point or he makes any kind of noise, then you're doing it pretty quick. So. But I still lose a second on this, I'm pretty sure. Sunblade's at 5807. Yeah, see, I'm only beating them by 5 now, so I lost one. "5-1" is another really long chapter, and it's not fun. So here comes the 5-1 float. Island float skip thingy, whatever you want to call it. I just call it the 5-1 skip. Even though you're not skipping all of 5-1. It happens in 5-1, so. Alright, so that went pretty smooth. At this point, I have to slice that guy. For some reason, I could not get it to do what Sunblades did, where like you kind of just mosey on past him, and he's like, huh? And then he stands up. Wouldn't happen for me, so I was just like, screw it, I'll just hit him. Almost got hit there. It was kind of close. That was slick. Normally you would like kind of stop and adjust yourself. I just went straight through that crap. Alright, garage skip. Coming up. That was kind of slow, actually. If you see the explosion, you're going slow. And I did, so. So I do the regenerator skip. I think they're called Iron Maidens, but I call them the regens because they're regenerators. So I do the skip on the first one. Pretty fast puzzle. It's pretty good. Alright, so here comes the regenerator skip. I couldn't get the second one, but I got the first one, so. Yeah. Run right past them. Don't even matter that you're attacking. Does not matter. So far, so good. This one I could never get, so I didn't even try it. I was like, screw it, I'll just wait. This part is so hard to do, and I don't know why. Also, I don't have enough grenades. I only have one grenade right now. So I don't have enough grenades to do the part on the truck by using only grenades. So I had to improvise and just like do the PRL instead. That guy would always hit me, dude. I finally got it to where he didn't hit me. And I was like, ah, finally. Yeah, I don't know why I stopped right there. I think my finger slipped again. I was like, eh? Like, stopped for like half a second. Okay, so this is the part on the slower versions of the game where that one single rocket launcher actually does come in handy. And because I had it in my inventory, I was like, F it, I might as well use it. Because it's not going to be used if I don't. So, I might as well. So that's why I switched to it here, just for fun, really. It's nothing, like... The only reason it's helpful is because you run as if you have, you know, a grenade in your hand or nothing, you know, so you're faster running that way rather than running with the rocket launcher. That's why you would have it in your inventory, but on this version it does not matter. Low on grenades, man. So low. Got past him without getting hit, which is a trick. It's a chore sometimes. Okay, so some blade at this point is 1:03:17. So now I'm beating him by 7. So I saved 2 seconds on that segment. So that's pretty good. Save 2 segments. 2 seconds. I can't talk to save 2 segments. Yep. 2 entire segments. Alright, 5-2 is another boring one where you're just on the truck. It's so stupid.
Wait, Dad.
I wait for Ashley there just because like she likes to be stupid and wait. Sometimes on the guy, she'll just like sit there and crouch. So I was like, no, I'm not having that happen. I also make her wait here because for some reason they would always focus on me. They would never focus on her. So I had them focus on her instead, so they would hit her and not me.
What is that thing?
And I waited kind of a second there for the dumpster before I hit X, so that she would get in position. So as soon as I hit it, she would be on it too. Instead of like, if you hit it, sometimes she'll like walk over there and then start moving it. I tried to make it to where she would like move it immediately with me. Like, see how she walks there for a second on that one. On the other one, she didn't. So on this part, I don't throw a flash; just run past him. It's kind of dangerous, but hey, at least he hit her, right? Not me. So she got stopped. She's over there crouching, I guess. Nope, she kept coming. Okay, now she's I'm like, come here, Ashley. So I ended up using more flashes than I really wanted to, but it was kind of necessary. And it worked out, so... And those guys are all over me. Okay, I do the regen skips on this too. I don't throw a flash on them. So I skip that one without getting hit. And then I do it for the second one also. It's funny for the second one, you can like trick them. You go one way, Ashley goes the other way, and then he's just like, and then he doesn't do anything. He just stops. He's like, Oh no, that one he actually did. Okay. Normally,
Leave it to me, Leon.
if the DA is pretty low, you know, he'll just like, and not attack, but I got lucky there. I got really lucky there.
Wait.
That he did the actual good attack. If he does the one with the arm, I can never get past that one. But the way he just does both arms, yeah, I can get past that one. It's pretty easy. You just gotta stay right up against his body.
Leave it to me, Leon.
So this is the part where, not the first part, but the second part, where I don't have enough grenades. So I have to use the PRL, but on this part, I just, you know, this is normal. .42, the meaning of life. That's why I stopped it on that.
Behind us!
I was like, what's a good number? 42? Okay. Started out the striker with 69. You know how it is. This is the first time I've actually watched the entire run since I've uploaded it, or since I've put it together. You want to shoot them away from the edge. You want to try and shoot all the zombies away from the edge. At least either off the truck or away from the edge, because that left side right there is where you're going to jump off, and if there's like items, you'll pick them up and it's going to slow you down, so you don't want that to happen. So you want to try and get all the zombies away from that left edge over there. Took out that guy just for good measure. So see, this part is the part where you would normally dip into a grenade because you're going to be using it for the next section, but I don't have enough.
I'm leaving it to you.
So I just switched to the flash, and I'm like, whatever. And in this part, you want to try to not get hit. I go ahead and heal there just because I know if I get hit, which I do, it'll take me down to yellow. But because I healed, I knew it would like keep me in green. So that way I wouldn't have to like go into my inventory and heal, because I didn't know if there was going to be any other like healing items like that one. So I was like, oh, I might as well use it. It's here. It's for safety. And because, you know, I was just like, well, I'm beating somebody by like, you know, 5-7 seconds, whatever it is. I'm like, oh, I've got time to spare. So say I had to switch to the PRO instead of using the grenades here. So this wastes time to switch, and also wastes time in the next chapter because I have to run with this instead of running with a grenade. So that's why it's bad. That's one flaw of the inventory I started with. So yeah, that's That's all it is for this part. I wanted to switch to the Chicago typewriter to do the whole like fancy hat trick on this part, you know. That's what I normally do on single segment runs, but I was like, oh, I want to be safe and I'll kill them all like with the PRL, like, you know, because it's a sure thing pretty much. Okay, so at the end of 5-2, Sunblade is at 1:10:28, and I think I'd lose time. I don't remember. I guess we'll find out. So I'm beating him by 7. So I stayed even, which that's good. But then this is the one where I lose a lot of time, and I was like, oh crap. Am I going to be able to beat him? Because at this point I was like, oh, I may have to go back and redo some segments because I only had a 3-second lead on him after this one. And I was like, is that enough to... Because his 5-4 looked really good, and I was like, oh crap, I don't know if I can replicate that. Because the 5-4 was the one I tried the most, besides 3-1. I think... I don't know which one I tried more, probably 5-4, but oh my gosh, dude. 5-4 was just... I could not get it to cooperate with me. It was bad. Really bad. But I finally got one that was decent. I was like, okay. And then I got it, and I was like, oh, it's the world record. Sweet. So, alright, here's the knife fight. I did this quite a few times.
Time, comrade. Krauser. I died in a crash 2 years ago. Is that what they told you? You're the one who kidnapped Ashley. You catch on quick, as expected. After all, you and I both know where we come from. What do you want? The sample Sadler developed, that's all. Leave Ashley out of this! Oh, I needed her to buy Sadler's trust in me. Like you, I'm American.
I have this whole thing memorized, like all the lines. I watched this so many times, trying to do this segment. You got her involved just for that? Yeah. Her slice. This is the hardest one right here for me to get. I always feel like I'm gonna get hit. I always feel like I do it too late. I'm like, oh no, I got hit, I'm dead. And then I'm like, oh, okay, I got it. Like,
all for Umbrella's sake.
Umbrella.
Umbrella. Almost let it slip.
Enough talk. Die, comrade.
Ada! Well, if it isn't the bitch in the red dress.
Looks like we have the upper hand here.
You may be able to prolong your life, but it's not like you can escape your inevitable death, is it?
When I saw the knife fight for the first time, probably along with everyone else, I was like, dude, this is so cool. This part is so awesome.
More or less.
And then now I'm like,
maybe it's
why
about
can't I
time
skip
you
this?
told me the reason why you're here.
Maybe some other time.
Like, if we could skip this part, oh my lord, I'd be so happy. It's not that it's even hard, it's just like, it is nerve-wracking, because you could be like, oh my god, I just ruined my single segment run, it's over, time to restart. And it's just like, it's so long, I hate it. It's like, please, just hurry. This part I would have done the other skip, where you don't even pull up another weapon at all. Like, you just run straight through the lasers. You just like stop for a second and keep running. But Sunblade did it this way. And I had done the other way a couple times, and then like, you know, other times I would die, and I was just like, this way is safer. I don't really care at this point. I'm still beating him. I'll just do it this way. So I did. I just did it with the striker glitch thing. And then comes it. Good old it. Or as most people who play this game know him as U3. That's his real name. But there's one cutscene in the game where Sadler calls him it. So me and my friends call him it. Because look at him. That's definitely an it. At this point, I did not mean to switch to the grenade. I remember this. I meant to switch to the Chicago typewriter. And this is what makes me lose some time. I was like, well, I'm not going to start over. So I'm just going to go ahead and keep going with the grenade. Because screw it, why not, you know? So this part is where it makes me lose time because I have to do that switch instead of already having it out. So that was bad of me to do. So don't do that. Always switch to the Chicago typewriter. Always, always, always. Woo! I almost got slapped right there. So that wasted probably 2 seconds. But who knows, maybe it was 1. Take it, take it, take it. Okay, on my version, don't know why, but if you don't look down at the ground and look away from that mist, that ooze crap that's coming out of them, it lags so bad. It lags worse than the PS2 version. Like, it's like, I'm like running. I'm like, oh my god, Leon, make it. Come on, you can do it. So if I don't look at the ground there and like look to the left, like run over to the left, oh my gosh, it's bad. Like really bad. It's like, I don't know why it does that, but something with that texture is just like terrible. Oh, I just remember something really bad that happens on this chapter too for me. Waste like a good 2 seconds. At the very, very end, for some reason, I was trying to put in the little emblem things to open the door, and I was spamming A and X, like spamming it like I normally do, right? And for some reason, nothing was happening. I was like, go! And like, it's just sitting there, and I was like, what is it doing? So like wasted all my time. I was like, dude, are you serious? Yeah, I got really lucky. When he shoots that bow, dude, I always get hammered. And I was like, please, please don't hit me, please. Just I got super lucky, so. Yeah, everything on this part goes good, except for that end part. It's just like, what are you doing, Leon? I'm like trying to tell him to put it in, and you know, put it in the slot, dude. What are you doing? Like. That's what she said.
Good.
I'm a little different on this part. I like to activate Ditman before. Instead, like, you know, Sunblade does it the other way where he activates it after he gets this part done, but I've learned how to do it with Ditman. Like, I've learned the number of steps or whatever it takes to get the statue where I want it, so I'm like, I'll just do it that way. This part, I take it super safe. This is another part where I lose a lot of time. I take it the super safe route just because I'm like, I really don't want to do this segment over again. And seeing the real run, if I was going to do this, just like, you know, be the super awesome one, I wouldn't have done that. I would have done it the, you know, the way where I'm risking getting hit. But I was like, no, I'm just going to take it easy and just not. I'm just going to be super stupid about it. Super safe strats. So that wasted a lot of time right there. Prepare for your death, Leon. Alright, so here's the part. Here it comes. Where I start to try and put those pieces in, and it's just like, you don't want to put those in there. And I'm like, okay. It's really weird. I don't know why I did it, but I'm like spamming both buttons, and it's just like, nah. Here it comes. This third one right here. I'm like, go! What are you doing? So see now, Sunblade's at 119.53. I'm at 119.50. I'm like, oh crap. I'm like 3 seconds. I'm like, is that enough? Is that enough to beat him with? Like, you know? I'm like, I don't know, dude. I don't know. Because 5.4 is just, oh, Jesus. And with my higher DA, it's like, oh, it's so hard. So hard. This part was hard to get down, like doing that little quick turn where they don't hit me also. If you can get it down, it's awesome. I always wait a second there to activate the diamond to make sure I don't get hit by an arrow, because that crap pisses me off when you just activate it and then get hit. You're like, ah. So that was good. Those guys kind of ran at me to do a hit early to give me a quicker amount of time to like turn towards the zip line. This guy, I don't know why that guy's there sometimes, and sometimes he's not. I tried this part so many times, man. So many times. Like I would get hit there, this guy would hit me because he would do like the swinging one. This dynamite guy never dies. It's horrible. Like, see? Look at this. I even get grabbed this time. And I'm like, screw it. I just kept going with it. Yeah, the guy didn't die. Like, so I had to switch to the PRL. Normally I would switch to a grenade here, but because that guy didn't die, I had to shoot him because he would just annihilate me if I didn't. It's like, this part really sucked. I could not get to do what I wanted to. I really just could not. At least Mike shot at the right one on this one for me. I was like, please, you know. So he killed all those guys for me at least, which is what saved this part of the run. That was the only part that saved me. Ridiculous, dude. That part went so bad. The second half? I think the second half goes really well, except I get stuck on some guys at this one point when I jump down. I just get stuck on them. They're all flashed and stuff, but they're like, they won't move. I'm like, get out of the way. What are you doing? Let's see. Yeah, this part's all normal. There's nothing special on this part. It's just get to the next section, and that's it. But then the next section's the part that's like, okay. Really and truly, I'd like to use my Chicago typewriter on this part because it is faster if you can do it right, but because I was playing it safe once again, I was just like, I'll use PRL, screw it. Like, I'll try and get it. Because the reason I don't like to use PRL is because it can sometimes activate JJ, like the guy with the Gatling gun, and I'm like, ugh. And like when that happens, it's just not cool. So, and this part, God, I would always get hit on this part, and for once there was no guy up there, and I was like, oh, this is the one. Like, I was like, thank God. And when I saw that there wasn't a whole bunch of guys up here, I was like, oh crap, they're all underneath. Like, I knew they were all underneath, and I like to go this route rather than the other route that Sunblade takes. He goes around to the right side, but I like to go down here because it's faster. So So I throw that grenade down there and I get stuck on these guys. I'm like, ooh, Jesus, what are you doing? Like, so yeah, that worked out great. If I would have got caught on those guys, it would have been even better. But so here it comes. Here comes the end part. All I gotta do is get past these guys, and then it's pretty much home free. That's all I knew. I was like, okay, if I can just get past them, and Ashley doesn't crouch and cower, then I'm fine. I was like, please, Ashley, please don't do it. Because sometimes, man, she'll stop right there. As soon as I heard those footsteps, I was like, yes, yes. The only bad part about this section is my capture card messed up, and I was like, oh man, like it messed up right at the very end. So it's not like there's no excuse for me to say like, oh, I tried to edit it. You know, you can't say that because like watch where it messes up. It messes up right there. Like, why would I edit that? Why would I edit myself going into an elevator? You know, like that's just stupid if you think I did that. So. But yeah, I didn't even notice that my capture card messed up until I was like, I had already rendered it completely out, like this whole video, and I was like, oh, you know, and so whenever I went to upload it, I was like, well, that sucks. And I tried to look at the raw file to see if the raw file was messed up, and it was, and I was like, oh, well, it wasn't my render then, it was that. And you can tell because the sound's all messed up. The sound happens before the video happens. It's really strange. So it's just my capture card jacking up. Because, like, watch. Like, the sound's happening before. See? It, like, blew up and then it blew up. It's, like, really weird. But, yeah. So strange. Stupid capture card. But, yeah. This was it, man. I'm glad I got it done, and I won't be redoing it. So, like I said, this can be beat really easily. Really easily. So, I really want someone to try it. You will not hurt my feelings whatsoever. 1:26:23 was the time to beat. So I beat it by 3 seconds. I had the same amount of time on that segment as he did, so because I was up by 3 seconds. That's why that's what I ended it with, was a 3-second lead. You can see how the sound's like off. And there it is. I uploaded it to the leaderboard, so I'll show that here in a second. Beat him by 3 seconds. So there you have it, guys. That was my very, I don't know what you call that run. Very strange because I had to start over 2 times. I had a bad inventory. There's lots of things that can be improved on. So this run can be beaten by 20 or 30 seconds. Sunblade even agrees. He says that his should have been beat by 20 or 30 seconds. So that's the goal. So you guys get out there and start doing it. Start beating it, man. So that's it. I'm signing out. Getting off here. Yeah, so have a good day. And thanks for watching, man. Hit me up on Twitch. See ya.